Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 19 of How Many Ones? My name's Matt Clark, and with me today is...
Rich Belfield.
And Poole Butler?
I assume you're doing that to mess me up.
Yes,
That confused me.
But it worked with Bumford as well, didn't it?
And I'd had one planned and everything, but it's...
Right, should you want to try it again then?
No.
One planned?
No.
I think... Time. What is Poole Butler the Dorset's answer to? That's the question.
Okay, yeah. Poole Butler. Can he cricks it? Yes, he can.
The master of puns.
Yeah, very good, Rich.
Sorry. I thought that was good. I haven't spent weeks, just days planning it out.
So you mean Paul ruined your little plan then?
No, that's fine. It's fine.
It doesn't sound like it's fine, does he?
No, I think someone's going to be.
It's fine.
Someone's going to put an assassination request into the Council of 13.
Hey, with 13 attacks that do extra event, yes, maybe.
Yes. Yeah.
Anyway, that's a story for another day.
Yeah, another time. So today we're going to review South Coast GT, we're going to call it, which we all went to.
That. We did?
Tournament.
Last weekend?
2 weekends? Last weekend? I can't remember now.
Last weekend. Yeah.
It feels like a long time ago now.
Yes. No, but it was really good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a great weekend.
Of course you enjoyed it. You did better than me.
Yeah, I mean, spoiler.
Oh, sorry. As people expected away the ending so well.
Well, spoiler. Yeah, of course, Matt won and Rich was second. So
yeah,
just pipped him.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't believe me that time. I tried to trick you into me saying that I'd won a ticket to
a golden ticket. Yeah. Well, why on earth would I believe you? I physically was there on one day with my son holding it,
and you saw the tables I was on.
A low table. So, right. Yeah, I knew you wouldn't.
I tried.
Yeah, well done. You can keep trying to trick me. You never know.
One day.
So, a little bit of hobby stuff first from you guys.
This week, Warmaster. Been painting some bits for that, but apart from that, no AOS.
You, Rich, any?
I have
bits and bobs.
Nothing AOS, but it's been a busy one. I've built and based the new Defiler, which was fun model to build. Apart from the legs were awful. Yeah. Why legs need to be in 6 separate sections and then expect you to be able to balance them on the base on tiny little tiptoes is ridiculous. So I had to have the model in a semi-right position, hold it until it went firm enough to then put it in a position to rest fully overnight. It was a pain in the ass.
So they're fully articulate then.
Yes,
they're full like ball and socket joints almost. So
yes, yeah. Except what they don't. What it doesn't say is, or maybe I wasn't reading the instructions right. It doesn't say which legs go where, but it matters which legs go where. Anyway,
right, okay.
That was fun. I based and put on 2 bases and magnetized my Warmaster stuff. That I just need to paint, basically. Okay. I think I've made an error because I've put stuff on the bases together, but we'll see. When I have to try and paint both the second rank and lose my tempo, it'll be fine.
Oh, I see. So it's going to be harder to paint because you've got them in they're already ranked up. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. If worse comes to worse, I'm just going to prime it all brown anyway, and then should be easy enough from there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I finished building and priming some models for a secret project that I can't announce yet.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, it was good fun. It's been a hobby. It's been a buildy hobby week rather than a painty one.
Yeah, it's still hobby though, isn't it?
Oh, and I painted a venom crawler. So actually, I've done a bit of that as well.
You've done a bit of both. That's good.
What about you, Mr. Clark?
Making. So I bought some Bone Reapers and made some. So I made the new chariot, Lead Cavalos, and the Triaxes, and they're all nice. They're really nice kits to get together.
Mm-hmm.
And the chariot, I don't know if you guys remember from old like Warhammer chariots, they kind of like balance us on the mounts rather than actually slotting in. these ones actually have a slot.
Oh,
they fit really nicely, which is like really good.
Yeah,
so I was like,
that's
really
a lot
nice.
better. Yeah,
and I made a bit of Zinch because I'm planning on taking Zinch to the first Realmshift.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I
are we all at
one...
that first Realmshift?
I think we are.
Ooh. Are we all there? Are we?
Yeah, we are.
I'm there.
Yeah,
I'm there, and it will be rubbish rats again.
It's almost like we don't even talk when we're not on the podcast, isn't
it? It's another episode.
Yeah, another episode for everyone.
Yeah, and now we actually talk. Let's have an episode where we have a conversation.
Yeah, we can always do that. But mainly that stuff. I'm going to try and do Zinch to get that done.
See, I really want to do Zinch, but I don't want to, I want to take it, but I don't want to rush it. I really want to take my time painting Zinch because I enjoyed painting that one little guy I've painted so far. So I know that it's something that I think is a great army and it will look fantastic, and I just want to get it. I want to do it, but I want to take my time with it.
I'm just doing it airbrush. I sent you guys a
it looked good.
Yeah, it did look good.
So I'm going to try and do that, and I can always then go back to it once it's 3 colour minimum, can't I? And then just upscale if I want to. But I did have an idea. You guys can tell me if this sounds rubbish, okay? So
sounds rubbish.
Because of all the teleporty stuff you can do, I thought I might do basically the entire army in that way, aside from Kairos, and paint Kairos properly because he can't teleport.
That's kind of good.
It's like that. He's actually themed, so he has to be there, whereas the other guys are almost shifting because they're not always there type thing.
Yeah,
he has no choice.
It's like the old you paint the Slan normally and paint all the Seraphon as dreams,
like Ether or something. Yeah, that type of thing. That's what I was thinking. I mean, it might not work. We'll see if it looks rubbish. I can always just change it, can't I? Next time.
What about the what would you base it all the same?
Yeah, the basing would all be the same still.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So the basing would all match.
Have you seen that really good way of doing basing, which might work for that army? The where you do it black.
Paint it properly?
No, God no, it's not that. You do it black and then you use the AK Interactive liquid pigments.
Right.
Like the neon ones. Yeah. And it looks like a really cool glow. Mr. Pro Painted himself has done some bases on with that. I don't know if you've seen this. They look really, really nice. They would work well for that, I think. Okay. It'd be like a little bit of undercolouring.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that sounds good. I'll message Matt about that. And that's a great segue into our sponsor, which is Pro Painter Studios. And I can thoroughly say I wish I'd had the tokens at the weekend for my Nighthawk, but I didn't. So I've already ordered the ones for Zinch so that I have them ready for Realmshift because
good choice.
You need them for those.
It was a bit frustrating trying to remember stuff, and a few of my opponents had those cards you write on that you use Rich for Magic,
the dry wipe,
which is fine. I don't mind it, but it means you've got a massive card on the board.
Yeah,
and then I can't always remember what unit it's on because it's a giant card.
And plus, that's
dependent around,
and that's really dependent on someone's writing as well.
Yeah.
They could write down what they think makes sense and it doesn't, so you just make a mistake because you didn't know it.
Yeah, if it was me, I could write anything and nobody would be able to read it. So
well, me too. Exactly. We should have been doctors, Paul. That's the beauty of the
technically I am a doctor, system. Kind of.
Really? Oh yeah, fine.
Doctor of chiropractic.
Yeah. Snapping necks and cashing checks.
We don't snap necks. That's not what we do.
Yeah, but it sounds so cool when you say it like that. You could literally do it as a tagline.
No, it doesn't.
Dr. Clark's
sounds like we're actually going to hurt people.
Dr. Clark's chiropractic, snapping necks and cashing checks. I'd love it. I'd go to it more.
That's a side that has to be in neon.
Oh,
just flashing.
Love it. You should definitely do it.
That basically makes it sound like a rent boy, doesn't it?
I mean, unless
I don't know how to answer that, really.
I don't have an extensive knowledge of rent boys, but I assume that they're not snapping people's necks.
Yeah, but I should. Well,
not successful.
I should have used flashing signs, don't they, to attract people to there.
I don't know. I think it's the internet.
They do.
I think the problem is cashing checks. Nobody uses checks anymore.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's fine.
Anyway, back to Pro Painter Studios.
Yes, they are the purveyors of
fabulous
the finest.
Sponsors.
Yes, some of the finest tokens ever. I was so lucky to have my nice sort of Skaven colour themed tokens for the weekend because it made those 9-inch 9-inch setups and 3-inch ranges. Really, really a lot easier than trying to dick about with a tape measure. Tokens to let me know what was doing when and when was doing why. Fantastic. Couldn't recommend enough. The quality was fantastic. We also had the benefit of getting some sort of custom ones made, which we were able to hand out to our opponents, and they were beautiful. Another fantastic custom job made by the wonderful people at ProPainted.
Just a word of warning. We gave out our tokens which had QR codes. They do go to the links that Matt Clark has been lurking around the internet on.
Oh. No, they do not.
Do not open them at work.
No, they do not. They go to our Spotify on podcast page because Spotify hates us. And if you put in how many ones, it comes up with like gardening or something like that for some reason.
Okay.
Or maybe it just knows that gardening's more.
So these are safe for work links?
Yeah, of course they're safe for work.
Okay.
I don't do bad links. I don't do bad links.
I would say that as a caveat, you take your browsing history into your own hands if you click them.
A lurking worm isn't about giving people weird pages to go to, is it?
It's about finding the weird pages.
No, it's about finding it.
You
just lurk.
You're basically at this point. You're basically an explorer of the unseen, decadent reaches of the internet. Anyway,
I'll say it again because I keep saying it. There is nothing sinister about a lurking worm.
You can say it as many times as you like.
It's just a lurking worm.
Yeah, no, I remember that. Yeah, there's nothing at all sinister about that.
No,
Incidentally, there's nothing weird or sinister about a voyeuristic ant. Oh wait. Anyway, ProPainted Studios, fantastic stuff, guys. They do the finest tokens you'll find this side of Alabama, and even the other side of Alabama. So I'd definitely have a look. Definitely get some there. If you look on ProPainted's sites on all the social media, you'll see some really, really nice designs now. Custom designs that people have had made that they're kind enough to be able to produce. They're also releasing a new range of tokens now for Horus Heresy. So if that's your thing, have a look. 40k, if that's your thing, have a look. MCP, that's your thing, have a look. AOS, obviously. Get them bought, basically. And don't forget, when you're doing it, use the code HOWMANYONES, HOWMANYONES. That's HOWMANYONES. And that will give you a bit of a discount. Let them know that we sent you, and also let me feel loved. So not that it's a big pressure on you or I'm emotionally guilt tripping you guys, but my wife and children haven't eaten in.
There's always Grindr. Let's get a Grindr.
He's not married.
No, I'm not married.
He might have kids. I've no idea, but he
does have kids.
Probably, but I've never known about them. And my wife and kids can't afford to eat, so buy tokens and let me buy more plastic.
Right, Staff Coast. Okay. What do we all take?
Let's go through. We did our list last time, so if you want to listen to what lists we had, check out our last episode, which is episode 18, where we went through our list at the beginning and then we reviewed the OBR Battle Tome. But I took Nighthaunt, Rich also took Skaven, and Poole took Iron Jaws, didn't you? Because you were doing a nice little Ben Smith little
painting challenge. So to reveal what I took, they were Tiger Warriors and Panther Warriors for the Wreckers and Rangers.
Yeah, so they look really cool.
Nice, they were very cool. I did like them.
Yeah.
I think you both got nominated for Best Painted or Coolest Army, didn't you?
Yeah. Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did. Nice. Yeah.
So I didn't, but I'm blaming Wayne and Poole.
I spoke to Wayne about it, and because my army is really Tom Hewitt's army that I've finished off, so I didn't feel quite right winning anything based on. Although I've painted like 90% of it,
there were still some base bits that were on there. Okay,
yeah. So I was just like, well, whereas if I take it to another event, I only use my ones that I've done, then I wouldn't mind doing it.
No, that's fair.
But that's if I keep it, because
you'll sell it. Probably,
don't know yet. Not sure yet. I'll probably sell it.
Or swap it.
You'll probably sell it. Yeah, we'll trade it back. That's it.
Maybe.
That's the one.
So we'll go through our games, and then we'll do a little review at the end of how we found the event and the food and the blah, blah, that sort of thing.
I drove there. That's how I found it.
Yes. That's good. So, game one, let's start with Rich. Game one, please.
It's because I made you I made you laugh. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So, game one, we were playing Link Ley Lines, which was another fantastic battle plan. If you want to find out more about that, go back to earlier on about the GHB. Give that a listen. I got to play the ever vivacious Steve James. Steve
Phillips.
I was going to say, I've called him Steve James for so long, I can't remember his surname. Steve Phillips. We had a rat off, and because we were due to play at Matt's last event, but we didn't get to because unfortunately circumstances. So we had a rat off at this one. Now, Steve had a really interesting list. It was Lord Screech Vermin King, Soggy Bell, a Master Moulder, a Scourge of Gairan Brood Terror, a Vermin Lord Deceiver with Foul Hide and Scurry Away, Thankful on Bone Ripper, Master Moulder, and another Death Master. The long and the short of it was, I had a ball ache trying to pin anything down. It was close up until about turn 3, where Steve suddenly was able to sort of kill all my big punchy units. So I believe he killed the Storm Fiends. The Giant or Pringles was on the other side of the map, so he just couldn't get anywhere useful. And Steve just ended up killing everything and scoring highly. So the scores ended up being 49 me, 74 Steve. So not a bad score.
No, not dreadful.
Yeah.
No.
But it was one of those ones where it was like, it was going well, and then because the lists I tend to have are like very dependent on certain units, if that unit goes, I just lose. And I start snowballing downwards, which is a bit of a trend this weekend. But it was a lot of fun. As always, really enjoyed playing Steve. We had a laugh. And I think he played it well. And I think he ended up doing well over the weekend, but he played it well. And after playing him, I'm suddenly seeing the benefits of Lord Screech, where I never really saw it before.
All right, yeah.
Sorry,
he's the everything demon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gives you a different buff each turn.
Yeah,
and that's what I loved about it, because he was there going, okay, well, I'll use the Master Clan casting one or whatever, and it meant that him and the Bell got to cast, and Thankful got to cast extra, or got cast +1 to cast. You had him then, every time he was getting the run, charge, and shoot from the Death Master, and when he was able to pop the +1 rend to Eshin units, he was at rend 3. The Deceiver was at rend 4. It just got to the point where I was like, I just can't do anything, and it was really, really good.
That's
good.
Really
well thought out. I enjoyed the game. Like I say, I always enjoy playing Steve.
Yeah. Paul, do you want to do your game one?
Yeah, so my game one was against the lovely Jimbo, with his Hellsmiths of Hashut.
And they were
really
beautiful.
Nicely painted.
They were really nicely,
He got a prize for the painting because they were really nice. So
they were like a candy red, weren't they? They were really nice.
Yeah, really nice kind of tortoiseshell red kind of thing done on them. And it was like he was playing the Army of Renown, where it recycles the units. And he had Uruk-Tar and a couple of rocket batteries and some guns. It was kind of a mixed Hellsmith list. No bull centaurs, because you're not allowed them in that Army of Renown, but he could basically bring back half a unit when it died, which is really good.
Nice.
So gunline, my guys have got a 5-up save, but there are a lot of them.
Yeah.
So I just ran at him, and he shot me a bit, but he didn't kill that much. And then I hit his lines, and I killed a lot of stuff. I killed like 2/3 of his army, and I sort of worried myself a bit, because I thought, oh god, I'm going to win my first game now, and that's going to be great fun for the second one. But somehow Uruk-Tar and a few gunners and the 2 rockets managed to shoot off nearly everything else in the next 2 turns. Uruk-Tar went mad with his 3s to hit, 4s to wound staff thing. He just hit and wounded with everything. I think he killed 4 Ragers in one volley from his staff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he just went a bit berserk. And turn 3, it was all over pretty much. I think I had a couple of characters left, and that was about it. So it was a big win for Jimbo in the end, 72-32.
How about yourself, Matt?
My first game was against a chap called Kyle. Johnson's last name, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah, I played him as well.
Yeah, I think he's played a few of you guys.
We all played him.
But
no wonder why he was so miserable the time he got to me after he played you two first.
He was.
I'm joking. He was lovely.
He was a really nice guy.
He was really nice.
I was joking.
He's quite local, actually. He's Southampton based. So.
Yes, not far.
So hopefully he'll come to some more.
I hope so. It'd be nice to play him again. He was a really good.
He did tell me he was over because his friend from Ireland was over.
Yes, which I met him as well. He's a nice guy. Can't remember his name. He was a lovely guy.
I played his friend as well. Spoiler. So I'll talk about that later too. So but yeah, Carl. He had Skaven. He had a bit of like a mixed list, but he had the Soggy Bell. He had Visit Scour.
Yep.
Quite a lot of clan rats. One big unit of reinforced and a smaller one. Some storm vermin. A bit like reinforced Giselles. Bit of a nice mixed list. So he went first. I'm pretty sure, which basically stopped me doing my like sea to center battle tactics entirely. And then he was in the center of the whole game. So it ended up being quite a low scoring game in terms of the battle tactics that we could do. And it was really close for the first sort of 3 turns. We were pretty much neck and neck. And then turn 4, turn 5, which we kind of had to talk out a bit towards the end because we slowly ran out of time. He just didn't have enough units to deal with my teleports and stuff. He was I think he was surprised by my 20 Grimgrass Reapers nearly destroying a unit of 40 clan rats. But
they'll do that. They're pretty good.
I did roll quite well for the mortals to start with. And then they just, killed them eventually. It was that time of, they're just pretty good against that sort of thing. Yeah, but it was really, really good game. He was a really, really nice guy. He said to me, "Oh, I just want to get one win." That's what he said at the beginning, and I thought he probly could, based on how he played. I thought he played quite well, and that sort of stuff.
Wow.
But to me, he very much should listen to the podcast because he's very good at rolling ones, like I am, and we both had like a random time we just like totally
missed everything,
or like Raikkonen went in at one point. I think he charged Giselles or something rubbish like that. And then he hit with everything and then just rolled like 5 ones for his wounding. So just nothing. And I was like, okay, that was fun. But yeah, really good game. I won just about 58 to 43.
Wow, quite close.
Yeah, it was close. A couple of... It was just down tactics. So he only scored tactics on 2 turns. And that was only... So he only scored 2 tactics across the whole game. Whereas I scored 4. I think that's what like kept me going higher and higher.
Yes.
Yeah. So I won my game, and you guys lost your first game.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So if I do my second game because I won,
or do you want me to do double Kyle and then?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, you play Kyle next, yeah.
Yeah, I play Kyle next.
Yeah.
Double dose of Kyle.
Yeah. So we know the list. He's got a lot of bodies, and I charged at him. He hasn't got that much shooting, just the Giselles, and he picked off a few of my things. But I got up big. I scored a lot of battle. He didn't score any battle tactics for the first couple of turns, and I was like 25 points up going into turn 3.
Yeah.
But then I couldn't score very much because I took a double, and that stopped me doing any battle tactics, and it made me the underdog for the rest of the game, which for me, with Wrathful Cycles, is a problem, because I can't, with 2 tactics, I just cannot do as long as he doesn't double me back.
Yeah.
And it got to the last turn, and he mathed it out in his head and took the double back on me, because he thought if he just scored the points on the board, I couldn't catch him.
Right.
But he hadn't worked out the fact that him doubling me back meant that I then became the underdog. Which
so
let me score 5 points on the board and then 2 tactics for 15.
Right.
So if he hadn't doubled me in that last one and just passed it, he would have won.
Yeah.
But because he took it, it let me pip it by 2 points. 56-54.
2 points?
2 points, yeah. If he'd just taken the turn, he wins by 1 point.
Wow.
but he doubled me because he thought he could just score 10 points and that'd be that. And that let me just sneak it at the end. I actually thought it was going to be a draw because I misread the scoring for the thing and I didn't realise it was 5 for one objective. I thought it was 3.
Yeah.
So I thought it was going to end up 54-54, but actually I won by 2 because it was 5 points from 1, not 3.
Yeah.
So yeah, super close game. And he nearly clawed it back right at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be talking about him a bit more later.
Yeah, that's fine. So there I was, winning my first game, thinking, oh, maybe I'll be all right. And I come up against Chris Myhill and his technically old Daughters of Cain now, because it was the old rules, not the new ones.
Yeah,
which was quite hard on him, but also quite hard on me because he didn't have a book.
Yeah,
so he has screenshots of all the rules on his phone. He said, and so it just made it a bit.
It was hard because the app's updated.
Yeah, the app's updated. We can't check stuff as much. So I was just
and he didn't own a book, I'm assuming.
No, he didn't have a book or anything with him.
And to be fair, like I suppose it's probably not even worth him going, well, I'll go buy the book while he's at the venue, because
you're not going to buy the book for that, are you?
No. But his list was Coven Zealots. So I think that means he gets the return models. He said,
"Yes, he does." Yeah.
Does it work on? Weirdly, when I read it ages ago, I thought it was AELF only.
I honestly can't remember
anything else. But I don't.
I have a feeling it might have been snake. I remember Wilson doing something with snakes, so I think it might have been snakes as well.
It might
be infantry.
Infantry,
maybe.
Infantry.
It might even have been updated as well, because there's been
possibly
things since then.
But he had Marathi.
Yeah.
He had Students of Heart Renders, a big Life Takers. Then he had a Slaughter Queen on foot, reinforced Sisters of Slaughter, reinforced Witch Elves, and then Crethusa, but the Scourge one.
Okay.
So he let me go first because he was, I think that's what happened. He let me go first, so I moved up and basically scored 20 because I could do first Scouting Force and Caesar Centre for the other one I'm doing. Which kind of put him on the back foot a bit, and he was a bit surprised that I managed to score so much. But then he basically just came back and destroyed me, basically, essentially. So Crethusa basically made him count as round 5 basically the whole game.
Yeah,
because he was always round 5.
Do they get like a buff
table.
based on each round? Or something?
Each battle round they get a buff. It's like +1.
They did
+1 run and charge, +1 to hit, +1 to wound, +1 attack, +1 something. It's like that sort of thing. So basically, all the units had all of that. Like he charged his massive unit of sisters into my center, which is where basically I had my massive unit of Grimghast. I had Linda Carlisle there, and basically most of my army was there, just so I could try and do the 2 retreat and 2 charge one. But I just couldn't. They were just impossible to kill. I just about killed them towards the end, but they were like -1 to hit, -1 to wound.
Yeah.
And then if I didn't roll my 3 up for my +1 to hit, it was really hard to hit them, and I couldn't wound them. And I was like, oh, this is just At the same time, trying to deal with Marathi one side, and my dice the other side. I was like, okay, this is.
And Chris is a really good player as well.
He is really good. He knows what he's doing. So I think he used the army a lot, hasn't he? He's used I'm pretty sure he's used Daughters a fair bit, hasn't he? So he knows what he's doing with them.
Yeah.
So it's a well-honed list.
It is, yes.
So I lost that one 80-40, even though I scored 20 points on my first turn.
But you still scored okay. 40 points isn't bad.
Not too bad. I tried just to keep in it, but I just couldn't quite get there. And he slowly killed through all my stuff, and I couldn't do anything.
Yeah. Sometimes you just you can do your best. It's just you just can't. That's fine.
Yeah, and I think not playing Daughters very much, kind of not playing them, not being able to look at the rules on the app quickly if I want to check something. Because that's what I like to do sometimes. I can just look at it and go,
what's this going to do? Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. I know what I'm doing now. But, and I don't want to keep asking him, what do they do?
No.
What do they do? Because he'd be there forever.
Yeah.
And I thought, so I just thought it was what it was. But I think I've played Chris a couple of times. I've always quite enjoyed playing him. It's pretty
Chris
nice
is fun to play. Yeah, I like
it's pretty smooth, and he's a nice chap. And we chatted a bit about stuff, and it was good. Good fun game. Just I was weirdly hoping I was going to get like not that. and weirdly, next to me on the table was Ricky and John's son. What's his name? From
Josh.
who had Josh. Yeah, Josh. Josh was there, and it was all Demon Princes. And I thought I wouldn't mind playing either of those two with my army because because they ignore all the rend and stuff.
Yes,
and they have hardly any models, so that's almost like a much easier game for me.
It would.
It just shows you how it kind of works out in terms of random. Sometimes
you need a little bit of luck in the draw, don't you?
Yeah. But yeah. So how did the second game go, Rich?
Yeah, I got to play the ever vivacious and, dare I say, alluring Mr. Kieran Harper. Which was a fun game. I had a lot of fun. I think, to be fair, we were chatting a lot, so actually I don't really remember how much game actually happened. I think we ended up having to speed through a bit because between the two of us, we were just chatting about how Hellsmiths definitely suit what he wants to do more. Because he was saying he used to love his orcs, but the problem was orcs were like very much, they do one thing and that's it. And so he wanted to play a more balanced army. That's why he's gone for Hellsmiths or Hammersmith Hardmen. Yeah. And loved it. Yeah, and that was a good game. So he had Uruktar, and I mean, basically you never leave home without him, from what I understand. 2 units of spears, a war despot, the soggy one.
Yeah.
Yeah, with servile automaton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
An Ashen Elder with a scroll of petrification, a unit of bull centaurs, dominator engine, which obviously goes with the servile thingy-bob.
Yep.
Some hobgrots, a demon smith, a death streaker rocket battery, reinforced blunderbusses, and a tormentor bombard.
Yeah.
So this I should have said actually, shouldn't we? The battle plan we were playing on the second one, guys, was cyclic shift, and I think, if I remember correctly, it was basically a case of I was able to sort of take the right hand flank for the most part because I managed to get Pringles the Gargant into there. The middle and left flank just didn't do much. Uruktar had to be brought over to come and try and deal with the giant. And I got the giant into the blunderbusses, but overall he ended up just wheedling down, killing him. And it was the same sort of thing as my normal thing is. When a big punchy piece dies, everything else folds. So we ended up on a score of 46 to me, 78 to Kieran.
Okay.
So again, I'll take that.
Decent scoring.
Yeah. And it was just fun more than anything. It was just fun.
That's the main thing.
Oh god, yeah, definitely. And I found out some interesting stuff. So I was like, seeing that the Warsmith, the soggy despot, gives out, I think he does like something like a range or something. And that was really interesting and played really, really well. I found the army was interesting because it was like, much like old Khorne, where it circles within circles of influence, and you kind of have to have everything positioned in the right place or else it doesn't do it. There were a couple of times where things weren't positioned just right and it caused difficulties, and other times they were. It was really good fun. Like, really, really good fun. Yeah. Really enjoyed it. It's definitely taken away some of the fear I had of playing Hammersmith Hardmen, because when I played them at Beachhead, they were very scary, and I just didn't get to do anything.
You've learnt from those experiences.
Well, exactly. And what I've learned is ignore the shooting, just get in there and try and punch him in the face, basically. And once you're in the face, no, exactly. Although all the 3-up saves and stuff is hard to deal with if you haven't got rend.
Yeah. But they are one wound, so anything they do fail, they start losing models, don't they?
Oh no, exactly that. Yeah. So I found that the what's it called? The Hell Pit Abominations Rampage.
That's really good. Yeah.
I managed to kill I think it was something like 4 or 5, because it was a unit of 10. Like 3 or 4 actually, it might have been. And it's just like, well, that actually does that's cool. I like that. It does a lot. I was using the Soggy Brood Terror, and I don't think I would in future.
No.
I didn't find him as good over the weekend. But giving the +1 to hit. Sorry.
It'll probably go soon, won't it?
Thank God. But
so it won't matter.
Yeah. But given the +1 to hit.
At least you tried it.
Well, exactly. I tried him beforehand, but I would have rathered the -1 to be hit than the +1 to hit.
Absolutely.
Because it meant I had to position a hell pits in range of him and stuff like that, and it was just awkward. But overall, it was a really, really fun game, really interesting game, and again, just learned a bit more. So yeah, thank you very much, Kieran.
So end of round 2, I'm on 1-1, Poole's on 1-1, Rich is on 0-2. Correct?
Yes. Always.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Poole, do you want to do, as you were kind of in the ascendancy, as you were on the win, do you want to take us to your game 3?
My amazingly long game 3.
Yeah.
So the draw came out, me versus JT. So
for those
people who've not met
I love playing JT.
Yeah, well, I love playing JT as well because it's game 3 on Saturday. I'm old. I play a lot of Warhammer. I don't really want to play a third game on Saturday. And we were all going to the pub and then we were going for an Indian afterwards. Nice. And I looked at JT. JT looked at me and he went, I want to go for a sleep in the van. And I went, oh, that's good because I want to go to the pub. So we had a draw.
Oh, okay.
But we didn't fix a draw. We gave Poole gave us 0 points each, so there was no draw thing going on. So that was my amazing game 3. Okay. But I was super chuffed. Probably my best game of the weekend.
Yeah. Being old strikes again.
Oh, God. Well, I'm aware that you saying that's your best game of the weekend. I feel sorry for everybody you played. Just
Who did you play game 3, Rich?
I got to play a man I never played before, a guy called Pete Carr. Again, really nice guy. Super quick game. I will just quickly read you his list title, which is I'm Sorry. Slaves to Darkness with a God's Wrath Warband. 1 drop.
Yeah.
Kronspine's the spell. And he's running Be'lakor, a unit of 3 Varangard, and 2 units of reinforced Varangard.
Oh.
And that's the army.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it was over turn 3 and it was super quick because I was charging it to do damage because I know that if you get the Varangard, if you charge them...
Yeah, 1 less damage on all of them.
Yeah. So I should survive a bit more, it'll be a bit better. No, because then Be'lakor made them all strike first. And then they attacked twice. And I just folded like wet paper.
Oh dear.
I had some other guys trying to score points around the table, but it was 18 to me, 75 to Pete. And to his credit, really fun guy. And he's like, look, I know this is horrible. I was like, fine. As soon as I saw this, I knew how it was going to go. But if nothing else, I'd laugh. And to see how quickly it was. It's like that moment when you're driving past a car accident, you stop and have a look and you go, oh, hold on, what's this?
Well, you got to go home early as well, Rich.
Well, exactly that. So, and I did. But that was good fun. It was interesting. I always like seeing interesting mechanics and stuff work well together. And that was definitely one for me. I like
that. That's definitely an army I've been tempted to do. Either the Be'lakor with them or Archaon with them, and just to have like a quick list because it is powerful, but at the same time you basically got hardly any models.
Yes, well, you've got to get there and fight people really quick, or you will lose.
Yeah,
I saw a really interesting, as an aside, battle report the other day online, and a guy had, I think it was, I can't remember if it's the same one, but Archaon, Abraxia, and then 3 units of Varangard.
Okay.
And I think it was the Sword of the something or other, Army of Renown.
Yeah. Yes.
And that looked like a fun one to do. And that's
James used to play that.
That's what, 10, 11 models? Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I was tempted, and then I priced it up how much it would be, and I was like, I'm not that tempted anymore.
Maybe not.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Who did you have then, Matt?
I played a chap called Matt Byrne.
Oh, yes.
And another guy who lives near Southampton, so apparently that's what I'm playing at the moment. He had Stormcast, which was quite interesting to see because there's not as many around anymore.
No.
His list is called Every Day I'm Shuffling, which I assume it's a song lyric, isn't it?
Yeah, by LMFAO.
Oh, right, yeah, that's it then.
What? Did you just said some letters? What was that?
Are they a band or something?
They were, interestingly as well, one of them was the son of Rockwell, or no, was the brother of Rockwell, who did that song, I always feel like somebody's watching me. That one.
I thought, isn't Rockwell that place in America where the UFOs are?
No, that's Roswell.
That's Roswell.
Okay.
Area 51, New Mexico.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, sorry, go on.
The only band or group I always knew that had this letters was NERD.
No
one ever really dies.
Yeah, it's not a million miles away from it. Like, still a rap singers, rap group.
So he was a Thunderhead host. Essentially means your warrior guys get buffed by the non-warrior units.
Yeah, +1 to hit,
which is really good. Which is quite cool.
Good. Really good.
He had Bastion. He had a reinforced unit of Desolators, which are the axe ones, I think.
Yeah.
Reinforced Prosecutors, 3 Stormstrike Paladors, reinforced Long Strikes, a Knight Relictor who is really annoying, Quest of Soul Sworn, who were amazing. I didn't realize they were so good.
Yes, they are very good.
A unit of Vanquishers and then a unit of Vigilers.
Yep.
And this was a really it was a very back and forward close type game.
Mm-hmm.
I just kept winning priority to Matt's frustration. They kept saying to me, I haven't won one. I've won 2 all week, all day.
I think he won 2 all weekend or something stupid.
So he was a bit frustrated with that. But he knew his rules to the T, if that makes sense. He knew exactly what his
very good player.
He did. He's very good player. He was very good with the rules, like the general rules as well, which was good. And he was nice and clear, which to be honest, I like playing people like that.
Yes,
because you kind of know where you are, and I try and be like that, if a bit more easygoing, if that makes sense.
Yes,
because I'm too lazy to be too difficult. But yeah, it was a great game. We both had. It was pretty back and forward. We kind of started to run out of time because I've got quite a big army.
Yes.
And we're making lots of choices and where he's going to teleport down, where I'm going to teleport, am I going to move through and try and kill something, that sort of thing. So it was, he won by 15 points in the end, 75-60, which was essentially the last turn where he just scored 15 over me because I just couldn't. He whittled me down. I had nothing left.
Yeah,
I think I had 1 or 2 units left at the end, and he had 4. So I couldn't score anything.
No.
I had to do some funny little weird play to get anything, and he had too many counters to it. So we discussed it to work it out, but it was very it was an honest and amicable agreement as to what was going to happen. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Which I don't mind. He was a good player. And couldn't quite get through the armor with my Nighthaunt, like you said, Rich, with the Hellsmith with the 3-up save.
Yeah,
couldn't. Every time I rolled against it, he was like, "I'll save that." I'm like, "Okay." So I haven't killed anything yet.
Yes.
I'm like, "Okay." And I was like, "Okay." And when he's slowly whittling down his stuff, he hasn't got much left. But it was a good game. So going into day 2, so the interesting thing about this event was that at the end of your day 1, depending what you were on, like if you were on the lower end of the wins, like 0-0-3 or 1-2, so you'd only won 1 game, for example, there's still a chance you could win a trophy based on the little win section you were in,
like a submarine trophy, wasn't it?
Yeah, submarine trophy, which is quite cool. Which kind of gave you more to play for. I thought, which was quite nice. So I still wanted to try as much as I could on Sunday.
No, that's fair.
Well, doesn't that mean that Poole would have been ahead of you at that point with his draw?
No, because I had a draw and it kind of does weird things.
Draws do funny things, don't they? And if you get a draw with 0 points, it doesn't count anything, does it?
Yeah,
it's nothing.
Yeah.
So, should I do my game 4 first?
Yeah, crack on, man.
Yeah. So my game 4 was against Kyle's friend from Ireland, Chris. And he had Stormcast as well, which I thought this should be fun. Then me trying to get it through his armor saves again. Real nice guy. He essentially did like my sort of list where he had a bit more onto the latest faction, like the Reclusions and like Lord Terminos,
the newer stuff you got in
and that sort of stuff.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah. He did say he was like a bit of a newer player and stuff, so I just like tried to help him out as much as I could, and we'd sort of took it nice and easy because I didn't see the point.
Well,
I'd much rather he enjoyed it and he'd learned little things. Like he didn't realise that he had the Quicksilver draft on his Lord Terminus, so he could then use that to do Reclusions, then do something else.
Yeah. Well, I played when I met him and chatted to him. Apparently, this is the first. This might be the first time he'd played.
Ah, really? Okay.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, if it was, he was really good for someone who's only played probably like 3 games.
I think that's what he said. He was really good.
He was pretty nice and clear, and he was kind of knew what his rules were and how he needs to do stuff. And he was, I felt a little bit bad for him because I can see if he was a new player, this doesn't make sense. He got a bit frustrated when it came to Belinda Carlisle. And
the 5s.
The 5s. She lasted a couple of turns against like nearly like 3/4 of his army. So in his list, he had Bastion, Reinforced Annihilators, 3 with, and another unit of 3 with Ground Hammers, Lord Imperitants, so they can get closer. He had Taunus, Reinforced Prosecutors, and then the Lord Terminus and Reinforced Reclusions. And he also had Yenestra with some Liberators.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Alinda basically tanked Yenestra, killed her, as well as at the same time Bastion was there fighting her, and another unit of the reinforced unit of Annihilators.
Yeah.
And he was getting a bit frustrated with it, which I can understand.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
Which kind of made me put me off the army a bit too.
Yes.
Because like the spiky save thing is one thing, but I don't want to have something that's so frustrating for someone that just feel like it's too much of a negative play experience.
Yeah.
But the game itself was really good fun.
That's good.
It was really close. Chris won 63-49 in the end. So nice and close again. So it was very close. But again, I just couldn't get through the armor saves. I couldn't quite score enough. And although he was quite slow, he basically just took enough of my stuff out, and then I couldn't really do anything. But yeah, really good fourth game for me. Poole, do you want to do yours?
So my fourth game was a bit like Rich's third game. So I played Tom
Kyle,
Matthews
was it, again.
Not quite, but similar kind of list experience where it's just going to smash into you. I played Tom Matthews, another of the Barnstable guys. Really good fun, top chap. I've played him loads of times before, so it was a good one to come on Sunday morning because I kind of knew I was going to play and what it was going to be. So he had Sylvaneth, he had the Belthanos bugs, Drycha list, so it was all in my face turn 1. So we sat down and he went, I don't know if I'm going to go first or not. And I'm like, please don't go first. Please don't go first. Please don't go. Oh, yeah, I will go first. At which point, my entire army was fighting like in the middle of my deployment zone.
Right.
He killed a lot of stuff. I killed a lot of stuff back. So a lot of things died, but I just couldn't move out of my deployment zone. And I was stuck there. So I couldn't score any points at all. I was sat on one objective. I couldn't do any battle tactics. So he played it perfectly, and he just chucked it all at me, and we just traded blows. And there wasn't a huge amount left on the board. I think Belthanos and Drycha were the only 2 main things left. I think everything else just died apart from those 2 models. But he just pinned me in and scored his points. So it was 80 to 5 at the end.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah. But,
That's probably well done.
Yeah. But it's exactly what he's got to do against my army, because if it charges, it all fights first. So he just charged me with everything, just pinned me in and fought me.
Yeah.
Just fair.
I mean, that is in some ways, that's a good tactic to do if you've got an army like that, isn't it?
If you've got an army like that and you can pin your opponent in, even if you die, it doesn't matter because they've not scored any points for 3 turns.
No. Yeah.
So that you get so far up, it doesn't matter then if they can get out and do stuff.
No.
Yeah. You're basically blunting them from being able to catch up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
What about yours then, Rich?
Well, my fourth game was against a man by the name of Andrew Scott. Really nice guy. He had not played any of this edition. So this was like very new to him.
Okay. Yeah.
He had a beautiful army, which was like Skaven, unsurprising, which is why I loved it. But it was orange. So a lot of oranges in there. And his list was Lord Screech, a Doom Wheel, 2 units of Night Runners, a Deceiver with Foul Hide and Scurry Away, Clan Rats, Deathmaster, Grey Seer, Clan Rats, Engineer, Reinforced Jezzails. So a bit of everything. Again, I got to respect Screech and how powerful he is. His battle tactics were Restless Energy and Intercept and Recover. Intercept and Recover, I squeaked a win with this one.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much because of Intercept and Recover. So I had one of my Grace here, who was just teleporting about the place, which is fine, and avoiding damage. I had one on the Giant, which was fine because it was on the right flank and he sent down 2 units of Night Runners and a Deathmaster to kill the Giant, which basically the Giant killed them all and then moved up towards the centre. I had 2 Hell Pits and a Brood Terror going up the centre of the battlefield as well. And he sort of castled his Jezzails and Grey Seer and Master Molder. Not Master Molder, sorry. There was something else. Grey Seer. Yeah. Basically, he sort of castled it all in the middle by a Gnaw-hole. But because I was able to place the Gnaw-hole on the right flank in his deployment, I was able to pop a Hell Pit out onto the point, give it the +2 to charge it into his Jezzails, kill them. The next turn, charge it into the other stuff alongside the other ones that were coming up the middle as well. But he pinned. So the scores were 52 to 54. Sorry, 52 to 56 in my favour.
That's super close.
By 4 points. And it's because he charged in. Then my Master Molder with the Intercept and Recover was on him. I was right by my Gnaw-hole. He focused all his attacks on the Hell Pit that was next to him. So in my turn, I was able to, because there's enough room, I was able to retreat my Master Molder out of combat, not take any damage from it, pop through the Gnaw-hole he was in to the other side of the battlefield. So I didn't lose. He didn't die, which meant I would have lost by 1 point.
Wow.
So it was a really fun tactical game.
Close.
Lots of jumping around the place, and I just loved it. Very fun Skaven game. And Andrew Scott, fantastic player, really nice guy. Great game.
Good. So, final round?
Yep.
Rich, you're on the win.
Yeah,
so you can
I'm on the win. Yeah.
You're on the win.
On the ascendancy.
Well, not for long. I got to play, for my last game, the vivacious Kyle Johnson, the hat-trick for us all. Really, really, really fun game. Really, really good player.
Skaven off
again. I got 3 games of Skaven. So he basically was able to do to me what you had done to you in your game against Sylvaneth, Paul.
Yeah.
So turn 1, he gets the turn, goes ahead. He puts a Gnaw-hole down. I put one down. I didn't judge it properly. So because of that, I'd put my 2 Hell Pits in the Gnaw-hole because I thought, great, turn 1, we'll pop them out, charge them in, do some damage, kill most of his infantry, then just kill his stuff. And I was thinking, I'll be fine. Quick game. He had, to give you an idea on his list, you might see a theme with this. He had Vizic, clan rats, which I think we talked about this before. Reinforced clan rats, doom flayers, which were amazing.
Yeah.
Screaming bell, doom wheel, storm vermin, Jezzails, and a Greyseer. His Jezzails shot off my Gnaw, which meant I couldn't pop up my hell pits to do anything useful.
Yeah.
By which point he was able to then just move stuff up forward and pin me in a bit. I moved my giant up to the right, one of the right objectives, and he used 40 clan rats, I think it was, or 20 clan rats, and Vizic because Vizic does some really interesting stuff that I again, because I don't use him, that meant I had to target him.
Yes.
And so I couldn't do anything, basically. The giant was basically useless. And I had my Storm Fiends on the left flank, which that's right. Sorry, the left flank is where the 40 clan rats were, because they just got stuck in combat with clan rats. And it was a case of he pinned me in, and he'd really cleverly done it with some of his heroes and units on the objectives in his deployment, that they were on the objectives, but they were also blocked out any possibility of either a gnaw hole or a scare leap. So I couldn't break out to score points, and I couldn't do anything about it. And over time, he just whittled down, killed all the big stuff, and I just had nothing. By the time the Storm Fiends on the left flank had managed to chew through the 40 clan rats, it was like turn 4. They weren't going to do anything else.
Exactly, yeah.
And we ended up the score of 77-20. So he got his win. He got his win. If he didn't get one before, he got his skin. He got it.
Yeah.
Genuinely, one of those games of one, because again, I think like you guys said before, I like it when someone plays, this doesn't mean that people cheat, but a clean game where they know their rules. You can be precise and go, okay, but this is this. And, it's clear, it's to the point, and it's great. And I really, really enjoyed it. And we had a chat afterwards, and that's when I chatted to his mate that you played, Matt. And, they were saying that, well, he only popped on because his mate has come from Ireland. His mate plays 40k and plays things like Custodies and things. So that's why I suppose it makes sense that he was playing Stormcast. Yeah, very similar. But yeah, he was saying that this list he brought was only one mucking around. It's just because he thought, I'll give it a whirl. But I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. And again, flayers are always deceptive. For a Skaven unit, they're a 4-up save, and they've got like 5 wounds or 4 wounds apiece, which by Skaven standards is basically armored and armored cavalry.
It is, yeah. Exactly.
You're not getting better. So really fun game. Like all the games of the weekend were really, really fun. And no offense to anybody who wasn't playing Skaven, but I always love a Skaven matchup.
Yeah,
I just can't help it. I just can't help it. I'm like, rats upon rats.
Yeah.
Just love it.
How
about yourself?
Your final one?
So I had Mr. Ethan Leach. So Ethan's one of another one of the Southwest gamers.
Is he one of the Portsmouth lads, isn't he?
No, he's from down Crediton way.
What did I think? Plymouth, I meant to say, not Portsmouth, sorry. Plymouth.
Yeah, no, he's down in the Southwest. But yeah, he had Lumineth Realm Lords, which is a really tough matchup for me.
Incidentally, guys, if you want to find out more about Lumineth Realm Lords, listen to our previous episode all about it.
Yep, we have a great Battletome review.
And there's some great tokens you can get to help you remember all the runes and things from
You
Pro
definitely
Studios.
need tokens. You definitely need the tokens to track all of their abilities. It was a funny game, really, because I kind of got some fighting done, but that Lumineth ability to make everything -1 to hit by just picking the runes, it just hurts destruction so much.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you're on 4s most of the time, aren't you?
Yeah, everything hits on 4s, so as soon as you get some -1 to hit, it's really hard going. Eltharion jumped about a bit, but I've played him loads, so I kind of knew how to counter him. So whilst he was good, he wasn't amazing. It was the shooting from the 20 Sentinels that really hurt me. And the Blade Lords were pretty good as well, because they've got lots of attacks, and they don't need the high rend from picking multiples of the runes, because I've got such a low save.
Yeah.
Again, I couldn't get going on the Wrathful Cycles just because of we were on rolling routes, and I couldn't get enough. I couldn't get more than him to get myself going. Otherwise, I'd have scored a few more points. But in the end, it was 77-32. But it was a really fun game.
Well, that's not bad.
So no, it was fine. It was great. No. Good way to end the weekend. So
yeah.
Matt, your last game?
My last game was against Kieran.
Woohoo!
But Kieran wanted to go home early, so
you got the win.
We rolled off and I won.
Hey!
Basically, that was it.
How many points did you get for that? Did you do a full on win of 80-0?
I discussed it with Poole, and I said, "Well, I think I gave myself 70,
right?
Rather than full 80."
How magnanimous of you!
Yeah,
I'll only accept 90%.
To be fair,
however,
the positions we were in, it made no difference whatsoever.
No, not for our little tech contest, but also Mike Wilson and I, being the only two Nighthaunt players there, I decided to have a little.
Do you have a little?
Who's best Nighthaunt?
And
so I want to put pressure on Mike.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't want to be,
too nice.
Too nice. So
I'm just trying to see who won this battle. I'm looking through the. Oh, okay.
Mike won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By quite a lot at the end.
Yeah, by quite a lot at the end. So at the end, I think we can do. So spoiler. I was the best in the podcast.
Yeah, 100%. I was one up from the bottom.
Yeah. So I came 32nd out of everyone.
48th, and Rich was 57th.
57th. Close.
Yeah, we won't count. Jem was spare player, so
yeah. So in terms of the tournament, what were your guys' thoughts?
I was going to say who. So winner. Well, let's do the winner first.
Do that as well. Okay.
Yeah, let's say who won. So winner was Pub Hammer Poole.
Yeah.
No idea first or last name. I think that there's a Pub Hammer competition down Kent Way somewhere. I think so. Probably related to that somehow. I guess. If you know who Pub Hammer Poole is, leave us a comment. Let us know. He had all the brutes, didn't he? In Cragnos.
Yeah, Cragnos. 2 reinforced brutes, I think it was.
Yeah.
Zogrot. Some soggy wreckers.
Yeah, to get the plus. Yeah.
Why is that so weird?
Second was your opponent, Matt. Chris Myhill was second, and then Ricky Me was third.
Yeah.
And close fourth, Matt Lyons from Pro Painted, and then Brandon was fifth. So locally, we did pretty well there.
Yeah.
Definitely. Wow, is Brandon local?
Well, yeah. Well, we'll still claim him.
Well, yeah,
we'll still claim him.
Fair.
Yeah.
But
yeah, overall, great event, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Like Poole,
100%.
Paul and Wayne ran it really well.
Yeah, no issues
was
at
nice
all.
And clear. No issues.
No.
We used long shanks for the
scoring,
stuff,
which I quite like.
Quite well.
Yeah,
it worked quite well. I thought.
I think Matt's going to use it for Halloween next.
Yeah.
Event.
You have to get used to how it works. Once you get used to it, it's easy.
It was a lot better than. I found it more useful than BCP and stuff like that. It was definitely more because I've used it a couple of times in the past for Marvel Crisis Protocol events.
Yeah.
And it's good for those, and it's really good for those. So I liked it. Yeah, the event was definitely well run, and obviously being a great venue, Entoyment. And I really liked what they were. They had like a tournament menu that was to get it done quickly for everybody. Yeah, and I was like, this is fantastic. It's a really good bit of forward planning. So really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I was a bit worried there were going to be long queues for the food, but actually people, when they finished their games early, went and ordered their food. And even like at its longest, I think there were only like 8 people, 10 people in the queue, I think.
Yeah.
No, I don't think anybody was waiting for food when they're like after lunch game started or anything, were they?
No, the venue handled it all really well. Aside from my chicken I ordered later on, which took them like an hour to do, and then
was a bit crispy.
I couldn't eat it, but well, I'll forgive them because normally it's amazing. But yeah, I spoke to one of the other chaps who was at Entoyment who was on the till, because I've met him a couple of days before when I picked up the stuff, and he said it had gone really well in terms of dealing with like the queues and stuff.
They looked to be really busy as well.
Yeah, they did really well. I thought it was run well. Also, I'd say, in terms of all players' armies there, like the quality was amazing.
Standard was top.
Like everyone's armies were looked
how Wayne
amazing.
whittled down to the number he did for the painting awards. He could have put another 10 armies in there, easy.
Yeah. Oh, easy. Yeah. There was one I saw by, I can't remember his surname, but a guy called Dwayne.
Yes.
Where it was Nurgle, and it was like the Nalmor had hands all over it.
Oh,
and
I
like,
saw that.
Oh,
I
loved it. That was right up my street. That was.
It reminded me a bit of Labyrinth thing as well.
I mean,
where she falls down the hole and there's all the hands.
That's it.
Helping hands, they're called, aren't they? Helping hands.
Yes. I mean, the winner of the painting, Lawrence's army was just
which one was
another level. All of the converted Seraphons, all like the squigs and stuff, it was so well painted.
Yeah, because I was confused by that. I thought, amazing. That's not Seraphon, that's Orcs.
Yeah,
but no. And then I realised
really good.
That was a lovely army. There was the quality was like you said, the actual level of armies was fantastic.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll all be back next year for sure.
Oh, 100%. First South Coast I've ever been to. Yeah. It definitely will be the first of many.
Yeah. And then we've got Realmshift next month. I think Ricky's still got tickets, but he said they're pretty much selling out now, so you've got to be super quick to get one if you haven't got one already.
You might get the pleasure of beating my rats if you do come, guys, so make sure you get a ticket.
And it's also a series, so he's running 3 events this year at Entoyment. And I think the person who comes top gets a free ticket to Beachhead. I think that's what he said.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
And Beachhead is a banger of an event.
Yeah. So definitely worth checking it out. And you can get a deal. I don't know if you can still get a deal. There was a deal for if you got a ticket for all 3 at the same time.
I think he's doing a special, isn't he, where even if you go to the first one, if you enjoy it, you can then buy the other 2 together
at a discount.
A discount price still.
I mean, I would say, even without a discount, the prices of the tickets are, £55?
Oh, no. So, super fine. Anyway.
So that's on the cheaper end anyway, for a tournament ticket. Exactly, so normally £70. So I think if you're going to do it, you do it, guys. It's a lovely venue, great time, great people, fantastic podcasters will talk about you if they play you.
Yeah,
absolutely. The tables were really good as well, I thought.
Yes.
The tables are a good height
10
as well.
And yes,
that's the thing.
No gamer back. Yeah.
Well, apart from you, Paul, you're on those tables that were a little bit lower.
So I didn't mind that. They weren't super low, and you got a nice, comfortable old man chair to sit in, so that was fine.
I think we'd all highly recommend that for a tournament.
We would.
And any ones which are there.
Yeah.
They all seem to work.
It's great
really
for
well.
us. Less travel for us as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So my last question is: you've already heard about what I think about my army. Have you got? I appreciate, Paul, yours was a special army. Would you use it again, or go different iron draw type thing? Or
I would put more units into it. I would put. I would put more units into it. I'm not going to be. I don't think I'm taking it to Ricky's. I haven't decided what I'm taking yet. It might be Lumineth because I haven't played them yet, so it might be nice to get them off the shelf.
Yeah. And Rich, so when you did your list, you added in your Storm Fiends. Did they do what you thought they would do for you?
Yes. So actually, they redeemed themselves a bit because everybody, it was as I thought. People concentrated on the giant and left the Storm Fiends alone.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of my flaws were
rolling ones.
No, not even that, mate. Where it was deploying badly and not making sensible choices with deployment. So I think rather than going, just stick it for Norhol and hope it pans out, I really need to be a bit more careful because certain armies will just do it in.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to change much on the list at the moment. I'm potentially looking, probably not for Realmshift, it might be for a future one. I'm tempted to try and get a load of some of the 24 Ratodgers I've got painted up because I've got an idea to do Ratodger to do a Molder and Eshin kind of group.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I like the idea of the new Eshin stuff, and if I chuck in some night runners, some gutter runners, the new guy and a Deathmaster, that's actually not bad. And I think
it's really good.
Yeah, I think that in with having things like 2 or 3 units of reinforced Rat Ogres that will be able to do the shooting, do the charging, do the combat. I can always sort of sneak about around behind everything else and score the points with the assassins. Especially those night runners, they look filth. But so I don't think I'm changing it for the moment. I really liked how the list played. Taking Kritok out proved to me that Kritok actually doesn't really do anything. So I had him in my list before, and having the extra claw steps is handy, but actually it's not great. He's not really worth points when I can put in something like another Master Molder, or I can put in a whole other unit of something. I'm like, yes, fine, I'll just do that. So taking him out. So not having him was good. It proved to me that I don't need him, basically.
Yeah. Where are you going next then, Matt? Nighthaunt, or are you on something new?
Tzeentch, innit?
Tzeentch is what I'm going to try and do.
Okay, that's fair.
And then I'll either go on. Yeah, for Realmshift, why not do Tzeentch? That's a plan. I mean, if I don't get them done, I can use Nighthaunt.
You've got a fallback, haven't you, in case you don't get them
done? So I can't sell them quite yet, sadly.
No, okay. Right, final question for the episode, Matt. What have you been lurking and looking at this week?
Yeah, where's your internet perv?
I mean, as I said previously, I don't perv on anything, but...
All right, Pinocchio.
Obviously, aside from doom-scrolling war stuff, that's basically what I end up looking at half time. Because I don't
cheery
understand...
stuff, then.
Yeah, the cheery stuff, basically. Mainly, I've been just looking at ideas for how to paint the Tzeentch. Really looking at colour wheels and that sort of stuff. Schemes. So I get an idea of because I've never used one before, but I know if you do the opposite side to what you put it on there.
Yeah, there's good contrast in colours and stuff. Yeah,
it contrasts better. So I've been trying to do that a bit.
Okay,
big fan of that. I use a lot of colour wheels and stuff.
That's a good tip. That's a good hobby tip.
That's the main thing I've been doing. Just been busy this week with back to work and stuff.
Yeah,
so and trying to make things and
brilliant.
That's it really. So
next we're going to be up with Sylvaneth.
Sylvaneth next.
Yeah,
Sylvaneth. Let's do Sylvaneth next. Then we'll do Daughters after.
Yeah, and we've got a spearhead stroke Skaven thing to do as well somewhere.
We're doing a little spearhead / Eshin review as well for a little quick one.
Oh, and just for the person at the South Coast who told me I don't do enough talking on Battletome reviews because I don't buy the Battletomes because I'm cheap. I've got the code for this one, so I'll talk about Sylvaneth, Steve. Mr. Hassel. So I'll be talking more.
Steve Hassel called you cheap?
No. He said, you don't talk. I said, a lot of talking. He said, you don't do enough talking because you don't buy the Battletomes. And I was like, yes, because I'm cheap.
Yeah.
So you called yourself cheap.
I called myself, but I know I know what I'm like. But yes, I've got a code for this one, so I'll be joining in with the chat and the frivolities.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And from the buzz online, it'll be a fun conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they seem
I think both Battletomes have gone down pretty well,
Yeah, which is good. But again, thanks to all our opponents at South Coast.
Yeah, you guys were fantastic.
And you guys
had 5 great games. Thanks, JT. That was a great Saturday night. Got to the pub early.
It was a nice social as well. I enjoyed it.
It was a very nice social. We went for an Indian in Poole afterwards, didn't we? It was really
good, but yeah, that was great. But thanks for listening, everyone, and we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.